hope you guys enjoyed the little quad C4 at the beginning intro there. I tried to do my best to kind of make it a little bit special and do like an intro as I get killed by, I think it's a PP90. Yeah, you know, that kind of actually has to do with what I was wanting to talk about. In this gameplay, I chose it in particular. It's not the best gameplay. We did pull out a, well, we were going to probably win. This is, I think it is Team Defender in Modern Warfare 3, Team Tactical, I believe, as I'm getting C4'd and a sit-rep ACR and all that. So, you know, I know you're thinking, well, why are you kind of talking about the gameplay? Because, you know, it's usually not your thing, but in particular, this is kind of having to do with a topic-related subject. So, I wanted to go back on this because I did state this in some of my previous commentaries, you know, a little bit of my thoughts on generally what a tryhard is. Now, there's a lot of things that I think that can go into being a tryhard, and there's not, it doesn't mean, like, here I'm just going to go ahead and say this right now. I don't think a tryhard is someone that's a good player that, you know, generally does really good in their matches and, you know, is all-around good player like, for example, Dying Soldier, Man in Black, Sandy Ravage, you know, just to list a few. Most of you've probably heard of them or seen any of their gameplays. I don't consider them tryhards. I just consider them excellent players. They know how to play properly. They, you know, they've been playing for a while. They have much more experience than I do. But, you know, they generally know what they're supposed to be doing, and they, you know, try their best to have a good time, and they play it as a game, and that's all it's meant to be played as, and have fun. So, I know you're thinking now, well, what is your exact definition of a tryhard? So I'll go ahead and get into that so you guys can sit back, relax, and kind of feel free to, you know, think about it, you know, get some ideas in your head on what you kind of think a tryhard is in your opinions, and leave it down in the comment section if you'd like to. I'd really appreciate it and like to kind of hear what you guys think about it, what you guys think we should do about the tryhards, because, I mean, you know, I'll go ahead and get into it, I guess, kind of like what my whole opinion is about them. So, the first noticeable thing about a tryhard is they're using a very unbalanced weapon, or one of the best all-around general most known class setups. So, for example, in Modern Warfare 3, you'll most likely see a guy using a MP7 or an ACR, and ever since they patched SitRep Pro to make it extremely overpowered, it's not balanced in any way, shape, or form. People can argue back and forth, you know, like, I don't know. I mean, it's debatably, you know, overpowered. Like, I'm sorry, I'm kind of getting my thoughts messed up here, but, you know, the MP7 and the ACR, they're extremely, you know, the most popular guns in their class. Like, it's, the ACR is the most popular assault rifle. And, you know, the MP7 is obviously, it shoots way too far, it's way too accurate at a distance for an SMG. And the UMP is beginning to kind of question I'm beginning to kind of question whether it's unbalanced. I know a lot of my friends, you know, say that UMP is kind of overpowered, especially if you put kick and rapid fire on it. But I do have this class set up. I think I do actually have kick and rapid fire on it in this particular match, because I know I was going against tryhards, and, you know, the reason I knew is because I didn't have a tryhard gun out first. I had the 1887 with damage proficiency on it. I don't consider that tryhard at all, because the shotgun is, like I said, a hit marker machine, and you have to pretty much be completely accurate with it. Pretty much every pellet has to hit the guy for it to almost be a guaranteed one-hit kill. So you have to have pretty good aim. You have to hope to God that bullet flinch, or whatever you want to call it. You know, like when you get shot, you flinch. You got to hope to God that you don't get your aim thrown off by that. You know, there's a bunch of factors that put you at a disadvantage when using a lever action or a pump action shotgun, or generally even almost a shotgun in general, because your pellets disappear after a certain amount of time. But anyway, nonetheless, I got the UMP out to kind of counter their tryhardiness, because I was getting killed by SitRep Pro. You know, SitRep Pro, man, I'll go back on this really quick. It's stupid because there's nothing that counters it. I don't think there should ever be a perk where it's uncounterable for the most part. It depends. You know, dead silence, in my opinion, I mean, I almost don't think, I mean, I do believe that it should counter SitRep Pro, yes, because that's not really fair how easy they can hear you. I mean, you can have dead silence on, you can just be walking, and they pretty much know exactly where you're at, especially if they have a good headset like myself. I had the Trident AX720s, I believe. I got them back in 2010 when Black Ops 1 was around. And ever since then, I've had them, and I love these headsets. I do them for commentaries. I know it's not the best headset for commentaries, but I think the quality sounds pretty nice. You know, it's a pretty all-around good headset. It has multiple functions and stuff. So, you know, it makes SitRep Pro extremely easy to use, extremely overpowered, and it's a very effective tool for the tryhards. But, you know, pretty much generally they just use really unbalanced weapons, and they start their match off doing so. Even if the weapon's fully ranked up, they'll just be like, yep, I'm going to use this weapon just because I don't really have anything better to do in my life. You know, and there's nothing wrong with being good and competitive at a video game, but it seems like they just almost do it as if it's a troll. And I don't necessarily have anything against trolling, but it is annoying whenever I get destroyed by weapons that I don't think is fair. So I guess we'll move on to another subject. Well, another part of the reason why I think a tryhard's a tryhard. They cannot stand it when they are losing. You know, right now, as you can see, it's pretty close. We're starting to come back and win on them now. And the tryhard actually ends up dashboarding. Luckily, Theater kind of proved that he did dashboard. You'll see, I think, only 3 players left on their team and 4 on ours total because it's team tech. I don't exactly remember who it was. I have some messages sent from him or whatever. Kind of, I sent all of them a message and basically said like, which one of you dashboard? Because I know one of you did it because we instantly got kicked out of the match. It doesn't show it in Theater because this wasn't recorded live. But they cannot stand it whenever you're about to beat them. They just back out right away. And, I just think that's hilarious. This is probably going to have to be a part 2 because this is a pretty short commentary for a pretty big and controversial subject. So I'll definitely be taking note of that because there's probably some other things that I'd like to go into about what I honestly think a tryhard is. But, they cannot stand to lose. And with losing, if they actually end up staying in the lobby, if they don't dashboard to save their stats, which generally they also seem to care a lot about their stats. I personally don't. I don't have the best stats, and I don't try to act like I do. But I do like to have some pretty decently clean stats, as you can see here. I think this is where the video pretty much, this is where he dashboarded. I think I go into Theater mode and kind of take an outside look of the map. But yeah, that's where he dashboarded because we were winning and he couldn't stand it. But like I said, it seems like they care a little bit too much about their stats. But, that's pretty much it for this video, guys. I apologize for it being too short. I'll definitely have to make a part 2 for this. But anyways, of course, you guys have an awesome day, and I will see you in the next one.